Hey everyone, thank you so much for your patience while I put together this week by week weight loss video. I'm sorry it took so long. I know I promised it when I posted yesterday, but I just did not have it ready because I was not feeling good. But anyway, here I am. I'm just going to do a voiceover so I don't have to show my face or be camera ready. Let's take a look at week 1. I started at 204.6, as you probably already know. If you're new here, that's when I started the compound tirzepatide on May 13th. So week 1, I had a new low of 199.8. And that week, I lost 4.8 pounds from the day I started, which was May 13th. So moving on to week 2. Week 2 was from May 20th to the 26th. And I had a low weigh-in that week of 197.2, which was down 2.6 pounds from the prior week. So you see, I lost a lot of weight initially. It has to do with a lot of stuff. Being older, having Hashimoto's. It's like when people tell you, oh, it's just water weight. Well, so what? Okay, at least it's weight. And that means it's inflammation going down. So if you're quote unquote just losing water weight, that's fine. Be proud of that. You're going in the right direction. You can see also that I was trending at 2.9 pounds per week down. Moving on to week 3. My low weigh-in for May 27th to June 2nd was 194.6, which was down 2.6 pounds from the prior week. So pretty consistent at this point. Okay, moving on to week 4. My new low for the week of June 3rd through June 9th was 190.2, which was down 4.4 pounds from the prior week. And I just want to tell you too, guys, this whole 18, 19 weeks now that I've been on this medication, I have never been in a calorie surplus. So you're going to see here pretty soon how my weight loss changes, like how quickly I'm losing weight. But nothing changed about my caloric intake. This is really just the ups and downs of losing weight, and that's so good to know. It might be comforting for you knowing when you're doing everything right, you could still be headed in the right direction. Okay, moving on to week 5, June 10th through June 16th, I had a new low weigh-in of 187.8, which was down 2.4 pounds from the prior week. So still losing over 2 pounds per week, which is fast, but I don't feel like it was alarming. Okay, moving on to week 6. I had a new low weigh-in of 185.2, down 2.6 pounds again from the prior week. So a steady 2.4, 2.6 pounds per week was pretty awesome. All right, moving on to week 7. New low of 185.4. Actually, not even a new low. What am I saying? I was up a quarter pound. But that's exactly why I said my caloric intake did not fluctuate in the sense that I never was in a calorie surplus this whole time. This is just what your body does. I feel like it reaches a new set point and then it stays there for probably a few days, maybe even a couple weeks. And then it's like, okay, I guess she's serious. Let's go ahead and release this extra weight, because you'll see what happens in the next few weeks throughout the month of July. Next is week 8. I had a new low of 182.6. So in the past, like for that week 7 where I was up a quarter pound, I'd have been close to giving up, because usually mid 180s was what I hit in the past and then never got beyond that. I never got out of the 180s in the past, I would say 10 to 12 years of trying to lose weight. But then that next week, my consistency paid off. Week 9, I was up 1.6 pounds, 184.2. This is the type of stuff that drives us crazy, right? We can really get in our head. And honestly, if I did not have this app, I would have given up sometime between week 6 and 8. And not even like conscientiously, oh, I give up, but just went back to my old habits. Okay, moving on to week 10. Boom, 181.4, okay? 181.4, down 2.8 pounds from the prior week. So if you're comparing week 8 and 10, I probably was only losing like a pound or so between the two if you're splitting them up for an average. But still, it's great progress. All right, week 11, I kind of level out here, as you can see from the graph, but I did have a new low of 180.0, and I was down 1.4 pounds from the prior week. It was during July. It was July 3rd, actually, that I started weightlifting. So that probably speaks to some of the funny fluctuations with resistance training. Week 12, I went all the way up to 185.0, but I think that week I only weighed myself twice. So for all I know, that could have been my high for the week instead of my low. But that's the data that I had on hand. Up 5 pounds. How frustrating would that be if I didn't stop to think about what I was doing, which was lifting weights. And also it was during that time I had run out of the medication, but I was still tracking my calories and I was definitely in a deficit. Okay, week 13, look at this huge drop. 179.3. Now you notice week 11, I was only like 180 or 181, but hey, it still felt good for everything to get flushed out. And week 13 dropped 5.7 pounds. And if you notice week 12, even though I was up 5 pounds, I was still trending down, even if it was only half pound a week. Okay, week 14, we're getting close to where I'm at right now. I had a new low of 179.9, up 0.6 pounds, but look at my trend line. I'm down 1 pound trending for the week and down a pound in 7 days, not necessarily looking at the perfect Monday to Sunday week. And if you also notice, the graph has never gone up this whole time. Even if my weight went up, the graph has not. So before you get frustrated and throw in the towel, you just always want to ask yourself, am I going in the right direction overall? Okay, week 15, I had a new low of 176.3, down 3.6 pounds from the prior week. That was exciting. This would have been about the time that I got the new medication in and took my first shot for the first time in about 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, now moving on to week 16, again, still dropping at an awesome rate. Now that new low for that week was only down 0.1 pounds from the prior week, but I was still trending down at over a pound per week of losing weight. Okay, week 17, another new low, 175.7, down a half a pound from the prior week. Again, my caloric intake at this point is still no more than like 12 to 1400 calories. A lot of times even under 1200, not on purpose, but just because of appetite suppression. So to lose weight at such a slower pace than in the beginning is completely normal. It may be hard to accept, but it's the truth because I'm going in the right direction. Week 18, I had a new low of 174.0, down 1.7 pounds from the prior week and still trending down at over a pound a week. Okay, and then week 19, this is where I'm at right now. This is the week of September 16th through the 22nd. Right now, the only low that I have this week is 174.2. I do weigh myself almost daily. I think I missed a couple days this week already, though. But yeah, let's see what the rest of the week holds. We still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, now I want to give you a different visual here. I kind of noticed a pattern. I'm not a mathematician. Not very advanced in analyzing numbers off the cuff. But if you look, the first 6 weeks were wonderful. Every single week, the first 6 weeks, I'm hitting a new low. You notice that? 199, 197. And then you get into weeks 6 through 12. This is where it can feel like you're stalling. I'm still headed in the right direction, but about every 2 weeks, I'm still at the same number, like mid-June. I was in the 185s for a couple weeks, but then I dropped. And then I even had this random 185 at the end of July. That could be so discouraging if you don't keep going to see what else is in store for you. So here I am in the 179s, never been here in at least the past 5 years, and I'm so happy that I've stuck with it. If you notice, I'm 176 for a couple weeks, then I hit 175. Then last week I was 174. This week I'll probably still be 174 point something. And then after that, I'll probably drop again. So now that I notice this pattern, I'm expecting it. It's not a surprise. And then I can eliminate that discouragement that I typically feel. I'm hoping I'll be 160 something by the end of October, but who knows? We'll see. Either way, if I'm not hitting my goal by then and I'm only in the low 160s, I'll still be pretty happy. So that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope if you like analyzing numbers like I do, I love looking at this type of stuff. And it's been really encouraging. Every time I feel like I'm not making any progress, I go back and look at this, and the graph has always been a very steep downward slope. That's it, guys. Take care.